of skins later on, but for now, we have the game on our hands that we have been waiting for. TryHearts and the Big Heads are now on Dust 2, and they are going to be battling it out for the champions of Plausible Gaming Counter-Strike Season 3.
Let's see it then. Already, you do have Rage Machine getting very aggressive. This is a similar strategy to what we saw on Inferno, with just constant mid taking space away from this team. Now, Rage Machine just has to get the timing. Has to manage to find themselves in the right location. And so far, it's going to be the shots by barrel. A very questionable place to try to hold for pistol round, especially against USPSs at that distance and Glocks. So I don't know, question on that one, but now let's see if they can keep up that. And oof, unfortunately dinking the backhead of their own teammate. Rage Machine might want to start pushing.
Definitely should. Dualies in hands now, defending it with just a Glock. Information is out, so there's two. Can he take down both? That is time for tell, but now they have the retake being executed. Now though, doing a really good job, but on the other side, finally getting some work done are going to be TryHearts, as Martin takes a head off and moves into side, but Lopez is just way too good at defending it, and which is going to be Martin's sign to run away.
Yeah, any more deaths is going to be just money for the other side. And, you know, interesting to see a save on pistol round, but I guess there's always a time for something here. Now, getting in this next one, it is the Big Heads map pick, so seeing them really pop off here quite nicely. And, oh, nice. Oh, wait. It was actually Lopez who got the kill, which means that I believe that does impact the amount of bounty that TryHearts receives from that kill.
Yeah. There is a penalty, and, well, he's going to be also losing a kill on his own scoreline, which is, I think, fine for these guys, because, hey, they are here to win. They do care about the, you know, scoreline rather than their own KD, so I think it's going to be fine. But that is going to be putting one up to the Big Heads after winning the pistol round, and now they're going to have to continue with it.
Let's go.
Free B site. Fair enough. I mean, hey, TryHearts just gambling it out entirely on A long, but nobody to be really seen there. Now that the bomb's down, TryHearts, all they can really do is just flank and get as many of Big Heads as possible.
Taking it slow. Green. Knows that he's getting pushed, but I don't know if he knows how many. Luckily, his team is here to back him up. They start pushing out a CT. It's going to be very interesting. The T side now getting a little bit hectic here as the long distance Mac 10 shots try to come on in. It's going to be the AK from Lopez that really hits its mark. And there we go. Indigo good for one. And now it's just going to be the split up here. One in suicide might be able to get picks. And oh my goodness, that is a crazy trade up there. And now TryHearts, their full stacks aren't really finding much value.
Definitely not just yet, but well, they did save up quite enough to opt for the M4s now, and we're going to be seeing a full stack of them, which is definitely giving TryHearts an advantage because, hey, they were able to damage Big Head just enough to make them lose their AKs, so which means one of them is going to be reinvested, but the rest of them are going to be working around with just Mac 10s, and this finally means that there is going to be a long contention. There we go, Lopez already out, Mac 10, anti-flash, perfectly done. No one exactly fighting, but hey, he's up too close, way too close for TryHearts' comfort, and they are going to be getting 2 picks out of that fight, which means Rage Machine has to fall back now.
Yeah, this is so interesting how aggressive that this team is going to be. It's just not really the kind of angle that I had anticipated from them. This is a little bit questionable, but oh, Martin with the double down. A little bit of a technical collat here, but oh, the panic spray. And somehow Rage Machine walks away relatively unharmed now with a 2-player disadvantage. Another pick for Rage Machine. It's just one player in pit who gets scouted.
Insane round, honestly, because that was going really well for Big Heads. They were able to, you know, contend long, even get 2 picks out of it, only leaving 3 of TryHearts behind, but just bouncing back up the double pick on mid, and that just, you know, collaborated by Rage Machine, just doubling it up as well, just entirely shut down Big Head. They could have very well just, you know, kept on walking towards long. They could have met some players defending from CT, but yeah, a smoke or 2 could have just let them pass, but, well, change of mind definitely ended up hurting them.
Yeah, big pain there, and now you're going to be seeing the ops come out here for the T side. That was a big point of contention here, but it's not 2020 anymore. You know, the T side looking a little bit different here for the Counter-Strike game. Now, I'm going to be taking an eye on B's lurk-ups here. You do have a lot less aggression from TryHearts. They know that they're up against some decent rifles, so if they want to be taking this, they're going to have to play it extra smart.
For sure is the case. Big Head definitely at an advantage being on the T side here, because hey, the way Dust 2 is made, there's just every single fight is not exactly a close range fight. It's either a mid or a long range fight. So if you can just swing wide and swing fast, it is going to be a neat advantage. But for now, Big Head's change of pace entirely, just slowing down entirely.
Looking at this aggression, they're pushing right onto site. Indigo, what a flick with the scout, able to take out one and tries to get another one, but boom, it's the mollies that actually managed to find two. But in a 2v2, it is time to get the bomb planted, and now does get executed for trying to get that long range, long play. One now, it's high.
What?
Martin just jump shot Karam?
He did!
Oh
I mean,
my God.
sure, we do see that happening some, but not like that. They could have very well took that fight, you know, sensibly. But, oh, well, Martin was just like, hey, I don't care. I'm just going to jump shot him. And that's what he does exactly.
Sometimes it's just you gotta go with the easy route, I guess. And if the easy route is jump shotting someone, then to each their own. But with that level of competition, with that level of competency from these two teams, I am going to be taking a look at, you know, TryHearts right now, who definitely is looking pretty clean after jump shotting like that and taking away all of Big Head's economy. Getting in this next round, it's going to have to be the, you know, old-fashioned B-ton rush.
Alphamon already holding it with the AK. He's going to be seeing a pixel and is going to start spraying, getting one down, also delivering a lot of damage to another. Martin, you're holding the wrong angle, but is it going to matter for you? Yes, it will. Unfortunately, after one pick, though, that is good enough damage delivered, but, well, they did donate an M4, which might not be as good for these guys. But look at Alphamon. Look at already where he is. Oh, no.
And that's a knife kill, and that's the round. Obviously it was against eco, technically eco frags, but that's rude. That's a bullying level.
Exactly.
Of
it just kind of makes me sad. You should have just shot him.
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing to see someone get knifed like that. Obviously, I think now you're seeing a team with a lot more confidence coming out. They're warmed up, right? It's probably their first game of the day. They've already won the semis, so you know, as a team, being able to win a round like that definitely is going to be getting inside the heads of these players, and that's really how you win the game. But talking about how you guys can be winning a giveaway, it's now time to talk about another shot at one of our wonderful codes here for us. Of course, if you guys don't know, over at our giveaway on gleam.io, you can enter a secret code to give you 20 additional entries. And for today, it's actually going to be PG Clutch King, all one word, PG Clutch King, caps only. If you guys enter that, it is another 20 entries for a chance to win some pretty damn nice skins.
Definitely go and grab those skins. Use the code. Go over to gleam.io. And honestly, not just the codes. You can do the other list of actions as well, giving you even more entries and better chances of winning the skins. So yeah, definitely go on over to gleam.io, complete those actions, and get yourself some free skins. And with that, we are now back in the game.
Back in the game, it's already starting with another B-side push. Now, last time we saw a guy get knifed for this, so not exactly going to be an easy to replicate moment for this team, but doesn't mean that they do not have what it takes to absolutely cook this up for us.
Now, kind of aware about what there, Martin. On the contrary, not at all. And look at that, the op aggression almost punished, but hey, Indigo is, I was about to say, is going to be getting out of it alive, but now is going to be saying no to that. With that, Indigo being cleared, that is going to be their path to move on to A side, perfectly finding Nito there as well. Karam with a nasty headshot, and well, He's completely paving the way for these guys, for his teammates.
Ooh, that's pretty solid. Seeing only 2 players left having to go for a save. The Big Heads, I think, has a guaranteed round here, and it's really all you can ask from a team like this, from a play style that they're being able to pull out so efficiently. What's the real strategy here? What's left for this team?
I mean, in this round, nothing much. All they can really do is save, but on the flip side, what do they do in the future? Because Big Heads, they are definitely being really aggressive, and well, it is us too. That is what you should be expecting. We are going to be seeing an exit frag here from Aphemon. Some damage delivered, but definitely not enough to stop Big Head.
I'll say it. Really solid round. Being able to slow these players down pretty consistently, I'd argue. And now getting into our next point here, I think you see what I see. It's going to be coming down to the Oppers. Indigo, you talked about how, he was able to really highlight himself. Now he's the highlight of this next round, as Karam is not able to afford one, and it's the historical winning team that has the opportunity, has the advantage, I should say, to really start turning this entire game in their favor again.
That long smoke is beautiful. That is exactly what's stopping TryHearts from gaining any sort of long control, and the Big Head is just allowed out in the open. They can just, flip their heads to the other side, dodge any flashes coming through, and then take their fights comfortably. And on the other side, look at that now, as always, sneaking out of the, crooks of the maps and still somehow finding a pick. Boy, TryHearts cannot keep up with what these guys are doing, but finally! Ooh. Pixel! Just a pixel and it's gonna be enough. Martin delivering some damage too, but now it's up to Indigo as he's going to be rushed by so many people. But Nado getting a little lucky there. Is going to be landing a headshot through the smoke, reducing Big Head's numbers even more. And now they can be just as passive because, well, once again, life advantage. They can play it out really slowly.
Playing it so well for this team to just be able to now lock this round in. And you're seeing the shots fired from Nito, and that's the execution. Now TryHearts is able to take it back against the team's buy. They get the op back in their hands. They pretty much have everything that they need to seal the deal here for this team. And unfortunately, that just might be the thing that really is the nail in the coffin for this team. But we're not done yet. Still have some more options for this team to start with a turnaround. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but another timeout has been called by Big Heads, and I gotta wonder, what do you think they're, locking in here, Holler? Like, what's the mentality to turn this game around?
I mean, hey, they are able to take a lot of space really easily, because whenever they went out long, they have been able to get that space. Whenever they rushed B, they have entered B, and even for the mid picks here and there, they've been able to get kills on short. They've been able to run down mid, even get a few picks there. But the problem is, they're not able to hold down side as well. TryHearts are retaking and are doing it well. So what do you really do about that? So yeah, what they're probably discussing is, how do we stop them? How do we play a little more safely? How do we play a little more passively so we don't get jump shotted like that? What are the different angles that we can now play? Maybe, just plant the bomb and go all the way back towards pit or something. So yeah, just whatever's going to work for them, because whatever they've been doing definitely isn't. So yeah, just probably rethinking all those things and how to get there, or at least keep the momentum going.
All right. How do we keep the momentum going? How do we set this up? Well, clearly there's been a little bit of a discontent in what these guys are able to afford. I mean, you're looking at... No way. You wanted that op diff. You wanted the op difference, and there it is.
I was waiting for it, and it happened. I'm even gonna keep a counter because it's a 1-0, and someone else might just be walking into his crosshair. But hey, we do gotta keep our eyes on Aphemon, who has received a lot of damage on towards B side just by utilities.
This is about to be an execution. And the mid-fire rate is happening. The smoke trying to get through. It actually does do a decent amount of damage to Lopez here, down to about 31 HP. Let's see.
Now, Always as the lurker, always known to have the best timings. Yeah, very deadly for Alphamon. He's going to be losing his life there for over-regressing, but Indigo already present there as the anchor, as the last guy alive on B side, is going to be holding it down. But on the flip side, mid is being contended for as well, as Isam is going to be walking out with the Mac-10, fighting and getting the kill, and letting them these guys go towards B. Indigo, all in your hands. All on their line, but not for long as well. What do you really do when there's 3 people jumping on you?
Well, right now, I think that we're going to have to see another split. We're going to have to see these low players getting punished. Lopez, pretty low right now, but I don't think that they're going to want to go for it. They can't even find the op that has been lost. So even with that immediate first pick, it really did come down to the fact that B site was not being properly held, and it's going to be a now tied game, 4-4.
Pretty much. Really nice B split. I mean, hey, part of it was just done by TryHearts, right? The way Alphamon pushed B and just, weakened a pillar that was there on B side, that was like the free ticket for B. Big Head to just rush, waltz inside B side and just take it for them as if it was free. So yeah, they did exactly that, and TryHearts definitely need to work on being a little more passive there. I mean, sure, you have to be aggressive early rounds, get those areas, contend for a long, and that's what they've been kind of doing, but they have been losing their lives there as well. So yeah, Big Head doing a really good job of shutting down any kind of aggressiveness coming through from TryHearts. But yeah, they definitely need to look forward to finding a balance between that.
Here we go. A new timeout, this time being called by TryHearts, as we said, but it does really highlight the fact that TryHearts, they still get a decent buy here. Their loss bonus is practically nothing, but they've won pretty much 3 rounds in a row before that last one, so they've managed to build up the bank, and with their investments doing fairly well, it's just going to come down to the slow pace play style that they have, and I think they do have a shot here, but I'm looking at an interesting change of pace. Karam, previous map train opper, is giving the op role over to Now.
Maybe he's just a little too tired of holding that big gun, but will Now be able to prove that he is the better opper, but only time's gonna tell. On the other side, do keep in mind Indigo still has his op in his hands. Maybe even a double? That's interesting. Alphamon is gonna be giving a shot to it too. Well, I mean, hey, that's kind of what I wanted from these guys. I was telling them to be a little more passive. Oh, that's so much damage. 8 HP left. Not good for Alphamon. It's going to be chipped right off the bat when the round starts. Here's the B-Rush coming through. The Molly's not going to be stopping the Mac-10s, but hey, somehow still gets the shot down. A lot of damage being dealt by the Mollies, and the spray is really good as well. Martin doubling it up and only leaving 2 of Big Heads alive. B-Rush is never a good idea like that.
So unfortunate that they were able to turn it around like that, and now, it's 2v4. Alphamon, the only person to fall. Martin still alive, wants to continue the spree, and you do have one player in upper tons wanting to now push on up, and I think he might get spot. No, he crosses safely. Mollies are here. They get a little bit of info. They know that there's one back site, and they're just having to line up that flashbang. The second it gets thrown, they're gonna explode on this point, and here it goes. One out. Decoy fully blind, and it's going to be one and done, and that's going to be Martin with another one out of ammo. It's just McGee on the back of sight. Might be able to find another, but he's out of bullets. Only.
So unlucky, so unfortunate. He could have made something out of it. But hey, their play, TryHearts' retake was really perfect. Setting someone up in tunnels and the rest of them coming through doors. The flashes were on spot, and even the trades, right? Because they were quite literally looking at the wrong angle when they entered side. But hey, the trade is there, and that makes up for it. And that is exactly what happens when you also don't have numbers advantage. So yeah, 5-4, TryHearts once again with an amazing retake. We saw a number of them on train, and now we're seeing them again on Dust 2 as well.
Here we go. Number of turnarounds yet again. I'm looking a decent buy. Might be coming out. But they know that there was one player suicide. Martin wanting to get aggressive here. Again, this is very similar to their Inferno strat. Just keep holding W, keep making space, and wait.
I don't think
he didn't see it. Yeah. He didn't see the head. Oh, unfortunate.
Neither of them know about each other, but Martin, a little too hyper-aware. He's going to be holding it down and is going to be getting the pick and the jail-free card as well.
solid, just solid to turn that game around. And now, what's the plan? What's the gameplay here? Is it going to be just another long push? But, okay, this time we're seeing the crossfire properly built up. Indigo's going to be on cat with the op 2. You got one on card. You got one on backside. As long as Nito just plays a little bit more patient, he can get a lot of value here.
I mean, yeah, sending Indigo over to short is really smart because, well, rationally, Big Heads should be clearing out short again, but now they are pushing long and they don't know about Nito, and before they can check him, and Nito is going to be swinging. Good for one only, though. Martin and Indigo should be there soon enough, and yes, they are. With the picks, Indigo dropped down, but hey, he is as good with the op as he always was. There's the head. Have him on a little cautious. But well.
Wait, you could self-boost up there? Huh.
Yeah, they added okay. Dust too.
It's been a while since I actually got to have the honor of casting Dust 2. But wow. Just wow. Okay. 6-4. Remember, this was an 8-4 last game, and we're kind of on the same tracks, especially now that Big Head is kind of broke again.
They really are. Well, it is going to be an eco round for them once again, and honestly, with just Glocks, there's really nothing much you can do, so it's at least wise to invest into a P250, which is now who's going to be doing that. Nito on the other side, just waltzing through. They hear him coming, but can they really stop him? Because, hey, it's an M4, and look at that. The guy who wasn't looking at him is going to be able to take him down. Karam on the other side, somehow staying alive.
Nice shot.
Pig, but, well, they are being destructed right now. One by one. One head after another.
Oh my god, he's crouching underneath all the bullets. He's managing to evade everything to get this up, and now Afamon on the flank might be able to just
knife another. No.
Nah,
could have been.
Just a murder spree. It would have been funny. I think it would have been a little bit interesting.
And even the irony that it was Afamon again. Yeah. But hey, eco round is going to be giving TryHearts their 7th round, and they finally have once again, or at least for the last time, are going to have to deal with the AKs on this map.
What am I looking at here? Why are they? It's the last round. They're pulling out a Hail Mary stack play, but okay. They don't find much value out of it, and they're using 2 smokes to stall long, but they still have 0 info. They have no idea where the bomb actually is.
I mean, lucky for them, Big Heads weren't exactly going fast anywhere, so they did have time to reposition, and well, they do have now 2 players holding short, and that's exactly where Big Head seems to be coming out of. Flash it ready, Rage Machine, please do not miss the timing on this, and he won't. The trade is there, though. Opening up short slightly, not entirely. Indigo. Really aware of what's happening. But is he going to walk into the crosshair of an op? Oh, barely misses the timing, and he's going to get the better of Karam once again. That is huge, and that is so unfortunate for Karam. He was holding that angle exactly.
That's bomb. Oh no, it's right in a prime position here. Indigo gets a clean flick, makes it look easy, but now it's going to be Ism's trying to diamond. Boom! It's going to be the double op. Too much, and they both drop, leaving us in an 8-4 half and an 8-4 for TryHearts. Best of 5. This isn't end of game yet. We got a few more, and TryHearts just really showing up here.
I mean, the way I don't know. Hey, TryHearts 8-4, amazing. Just rewinding back a little, the way Indigo shoots and flicks away, it's really, as you said, he just makes it look easy. So yeah, really good opper. Pretty much the best so far that we've seen in Plausible, but hey, more to come. For now, all he really has is a pistol to work around with, and a really interesting approach. They aren't going entirely split up.
Splitting up, searching for clues. It works fairly well for this team's to default. And you look on over at the Big Head when there's only so many people, when you see that TryHeart's original plan is actually to just congeal back in mid, they can easily just keep pushing it up.
For sure. climbing up short. Seems like they do want it to end on A, but that is going to be based on how much response or how much restriction they receive from a side, because there are 3 people there defending it. 2 of them just completely locked on towards long, and only 1 defending side. And since it is a USP versus Glock, Miguzera, momentarily even, might be in the advantage here.
Here we go. You have CTs. Boom.
Clean.
That's 1 pick. Another pick down. And can they keep being clean? No, unfortunately, it starts getting a little bit dirty here. And that's that cleaner shots coming out from long. And boom, 2 down, clean as ever. And that's Aquaman with a double. Huge plays. So smart.
Nito is an amazing addition to this team, honestly. He's been doing so much. We've seen him make so many critical plays, even on the last map on Train. We saw his clutches, we saw his 1v2s, and even now, you know, just getting that Glock pick, instantly picking up the USP and smashing another head. Yeah, just stuff Nito can do. And yeah, just paving away the round for TryHearts, because Big Head, they were doing really well. They were able to, you know, shut down 2 people coming through short, and he just walks in and just changes the entire table. Yeah.
Turns it like that. Very smart, very well played. Here we go. Affamon clearing the smoke. They're going to find that this site is unfortunately empty. And boom. That's half his HP gone thanks to the scout. And there's 1.
Yes,
there's
sir.
2. Indigo. Hold up. He's holding it down. And look at this. But it's actually the trade-ups with the pistols. They managed to find 2. And boom. What a swing. That's guns upgrades. And that is a bomb plant. Now, with this Galil in hand, with these newfound weapons, a scout and a Galil, is it enough?
They don't have armor to work around with, so for the AK it's just at most 2 shots, or maybe even a wall, just 3, so I mean, the hardest thing about going against an AK without armor is how much aim punch you get. You really cannot aim once you're being shot at, so this should be hard for these guys to do. Not if they can land the first bullets! Team kill! Oh no!
Oh my god, that Lopez just tossed. He tossed it. What? Oh, that's so unfortunate. And TryHearts taking that round means it's double digits. It's that hurts.
That hurts. It does. It pains me in the heart. That was going the right way for these guys. They were able to get the first pick. They had the AK down. Oh boy. Well, that is Counter-Strike for you, Edu. Roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, roller coaster of emotions. And imagine you are the big head. You are on that team. How do you... Wait, TryHearts called a timeout. Not the big head. The TryHearts team called a timeout halfway after that happened. So what this meant is they just watched the team pretty much int that round and said, hey, guys, think about your actions. They don't need this timeout. They're already up so much right now.
They don't need it anymore, at least, because what Big Head did was, oh my god. Let's just you know, keep it there. Let's just grieve on it, because, well, yeah, I think none of us should have gotten to see that. So
let's see. The big head. They have the rifles now. No ops. One person that we really highlighted was Karam last game. He's 3-13 this game. Right? So if they need to turn this around, they just need to get everybody on their team on the same page. Because we're also not seeing a lot of assists. We're not seeing the best flash util here coming out from this guy. So if he's not going to be getting utility assists, then he's going to have to start getting some real good picks.
Pretty much. I mean, hey, it's exactly what we were talking about before the game started. But never mind, I'm going to hold on to that thought, because now is in a little bit of trouble. They're still getting away with 2 somehow before getting traded out by Martin. That is some good value. TryHearts, though, still alive. But yeah, change of mind is necessary, because that is going to be attracting a lot of big heads towards A site, but they are split up pretty evenly across the map. We do see 2 of the players kind of anchoring B site, not exactly from inside it, but oh, I can never mind. They are going to eventually be A B inside.
And now we're underneath a minute left here for the T side to really find some value, and they're still chilling in their spawn. They're waiting for that aggressive play, but that's the thing. They're waiting for an aggressive play coming out of long doors. Martin's got mid lockdown. They're gonna have to start, grouping up and maybe pushing through, but
sending the Galil out really the wisest idea at first, but yeah, because they're just making light work out of both of those.
Yeah. Wait, it's just Martin.
It is just him indeed. 1v4. We have seen those before, but the problem is
15 seconds.
Yeah.
Ugh. A little bit unfortunate, but somebody needed to slow down TryHearts, so that early round amount of damage definitely helped him out. I will say, I think that they're playing a little bit too respectful of the big head, and after a calling out, that's the change of pace. It's a little bit disappointing. I think that what they need to do is just keep on locking in with their very aggressive plays, because to be honest with you, they're finding these players out by just holding that W key.
They definitely are, but now TryHearts finally at a disadvantage, and a little hope for big heads to get another round and maybe, keep the hope alive for a few more maps in the series. Should be able to do so. Lopez not really committing to the spray there because he knows a lot of terrorists, a lot of TryHearts are going to be following that line, but nobody really does. Still do keep in mind, though, these guys can be deadly with the Tech 9, so...
The Tech 9. We're welcome to a new fighting game scene. Let's see it. Right now, though, the Tech 9s are going to be taking some more space up in tunnels. Lots of alliteration here as they're all in, trying to push on into mid now. As long as they stick together, they can find the opener.
Definitely can. The problem is, it is Dust 2. You can't exactly explode out of anywhere without being sprayed down, and everything is just being perfectly held. Nothing is unwatched.
There's no util for this team to explode in with. They have to get someone to misstep, and it's not going to happen. Unless, wait, that's an incredibly low MP9. And at that distance, it might be able to get a pick. And now there's going to be one over by Carr, but it's the mid play, and that's going to be 2 down. 3, oh, huge from now. But look at the mid flank. It's 1. It's 2. And 18 seconds. Has enough time to get a little bit aggro here, but split up. And they have to just rush the site. And if they get the gun, it's definitely doable. Looking around. Spots him. 5 seconds. Has to now isolate the fight. And there's no time.
Niggas are smart enough to not take that fight. Oh boy, that was close. That could have been something, but hey. Kudos to Nito for even bringing it to that point. 6-10 now, as we expected. But this is finally the point where TryHearts, so surprisingly, they don't have the economy still. But, well, it's going to be the Deegs again, as you. Can they land these shots once again? Because that is what pushed them up in the previous map. And that is that might just be what they need in this one as well.
Definitely a possibility for that. Now, wait a minute. We're seeing a split push now, baiting out a lot of utility over towards long, but Nito, I'm looking at where he is. He's the lurk, and he's the hero rifle, so they're going to have to rely on their pistols again, and not having that entry power. Maybe Nito is trying to find an opener that can get them a gun, but the way he's playing is really passive for him to be the one holding onto this rifle. I would think that he'd just give it over to someone like Rage Machine, so Rage can entry like Rage does.
Isn't gonna be having the opportunity to do that this time around, because hey, Nito has been doing really well as well, so why not just hand it over to him? The problem is, once again, TryHearts, they've considerably slowed down once again, because hey, no util to work around with, just a smoke in Indigo's hands, and 2 flashes, I believe. So yeah, only a single chance is all that they're gonna get to enter somewhere, and they better make it worth it.
All right, giving a lot of utility over. Gonna try to, okay, not flashing in the rifle, instead flashing in the Tech 9 because of movement speed. Wait, okay. Interesting pre-fire coming out there, and the flash is going to be online, but
Well,
nice.
there you go.
Indigo able to get one. The jump shot, another one down, and then it's the player from heaven. It's the catwalk that gets another clean pick. 15 seconds. They smoked across. They have to get the bomb play, and they do successfully get away. And now
so
Indigo.
good. The way these guys
He's
are
got
able to
the
coordinate, the way these guys are able to time it out. You know, just pop flashing, going out. And after that, also coordinating with the short player, just amazing. But now what we have on our hands is a retake coming through, which is going to be shut down instantly by Nido and Indigo. It's just beautiful. Just TryHearts things.
It's just TryHearts things for sure. I mean, just a team that knows exactly what they need to do and does it well. I'd say incredibly consistently. So now 6-11. I'm looking at a little bit of a change up here with the big head not having the best buys, not having exactly what they need, and kind of a shutdown, to be honest with you. Might see a little bit of value from the swag 7, I guess, if we do see Affamon pushing in there, but no guarantees.
No guarantees indeed, and with that, TryHearts have pretty much opened up into long and doesn't really give them a reason to go back. But the problem is they are being flanked by 2. Rage Machine is going to go check, and he's going to be greeted by Lopez. Does he know about the other? Well, it doesn't matter if he does or not. He is going to get that kill eventually, which is going to be only leaving 2 of them. TryHearts still taking out pretty slow. Leaving out long, because, well, look at that. Affamon already out in the open on B side, and he's just screaming to his teammates, guys, B is open, come here. And yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do.
Ooh, good dodge. A little bit low. Now, I think the idea that he's thinking is, do I fight? Do I hide? Do I run? Do I strike? And that's going to be Martin taking out mid, but what about that flag? It's on the ground now, and there's the flank from Affamon to really pincer. Another 6-12 half line. We might be seeing a pretty similar scoreline to our first game here, and to be honest with you, when you take a look at TryHearts, they know what they need to do. All they got to do is lock it in. So, is that the plan? Is that the method of the madness? As right now, you look over at Big Head, who is going into this with Hero MP9.
I mean, hey, if that's what you want to call it, sure. Because he is going to have to show us a lot of heroics to get the big heads out of the situation. TryHearts once again just pretty evenly trying to gain map control. And honestly, they have been doing it really, really well. Showing presence towards long, also raking some chaos on towards mid, and then just inserting the lurk into B side. Yeah, they're just playing around with the big heads right now, and it has been working out for them very well.
Now, no. Going for a knife check here.
Good
the
flash!
His teammate though. Oh, but unfortunately he gets just pick up down. It's going to be the nade to try to shine through, but lots of damage being dealt, and now has to keep going, but through the smoke, he's executed. Affamon blind, only has his ears to work with, and he manages to find one. Karam able to grab the backup, and that's the backdrop. 50 seconds here as another pick comes through.
4v3. Barely any guns to work around, with only a single AK-47 recovered in the hands of a Karam, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Pretty good timing there, but hey, just the Deagle. What could he have really done there? That's finding some value out of his 5-7, but the problem is TryHearts already out on B side.
I think it's going to come down to Indigo's op here. Definitely in a position to hit all of these angles, and Martin's able to be good for one. The flash is coming out, but will we be able to see the actual execution? There's no more utility for the CT side. Indigo's op gets one, and Indigo's op is about to get two. I can feel it. There's just not a lot of utility to try to counter it. And wait, Martin, boom, execution with 6-13 score line. Very reminiscent of our first match.
Definitely is very reminiscent. I mean, hey, it wasn't exactly going the same way for TryHearts.